What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. It is the 26th day of July, and here we are sitting at about $64.7 thousand with 9 hours left in this day, 9 hours left in this week. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. Bitcoin is being a little bit rambunctious, a little bit squirrely, isn't it? It's the weekend. It's the weekend. It is, Saturday, Sunday. We typically are actually pretty boring over the weekend. Over the past week, we've been a little bit rambunctious. Over the past month, very rambunctious, very volatile. As of yesterday, Saturday, and today, Sunday, we have moved up. We've had a green weekend. It's not a good omen. Typically, these green weekends, they express lower price action over the coming week. And I'm drawing this, it's a bit extreme. I don't know if we go like that over the next week, but I would expect that if we're up over the weekend, we will move down over the week. That's very common. Doesn't have to be that way. We can move up over the weekend and still move up over the week, but typically you get a weekend pump, however small, it's indicative that we're going to go the opposite direction, however small or large the next week. So lower prices probably to end out the month. That's my expectation. I do think that Bitcoin will probably close July below 63K. If I had to guess, I think that's where we're going to go. But we're just consolidating for the most part, up, down, whatever. We're in this consolidation range. I don't believe the bear market's over. I don't believe that this is the low. I do believe that we will see lower lows in time. The idea here is, either we're starting that move now or we're working our way down here. We'll get a weaker reaction than we did the last two times, and then we'll start that move down either in August or September, or maybe later, maybe in October. We could consolidate for longer, and then it's at a later date that we break down. But something in that kind of realm of possibilities, that's what I'm expecting. We look at this on the 1 hour time frame. A lot of volume on the selling. Not a lot of volume here. It's the weekend, right? It's the weekend. 1 hour RSI. It's showing a little bit of strength here right now. We're having a hard time getting overbought, but maybe we push through. Looking at this from a high to a low. You got above the 236. Yeah, you probably push a little bit higher. I doubt we get too much above 65K, but we at least get around there. 64.9, maybe just above 65K. Something right around that area is probably where we're going to go, and then we'll move down, right? That right there, perfect area for a lower high in this kind of overall dynamic of lower highs. 1 hour RSI, stochastics, MACD. The MACD is forming like a little bit of bearish divergence here. I don't know. It's lackluster. It's kind of odd, and I think that's because this price action, it's the same thing. It's like sideways, lackluster, odd. I think we're going to move lower. I think overall it does look bearish. 4 hour time frame here. Moving up, your RSI actually has higher highs here while your price has lower highs. It's hidden bearish divergence, so that's not good. Stochastics are at the 50. We do find resistance at this area from time to time. And the MACD here is just now crossing green, which is nice, but we could have a false cross. We've had false crosses before. False crosses are typically a bearish thing, and the fact that you're crossing green here, I don't know. Let's see if you see some growth. If we do see some growth, maybe you go past 65K. Maybe we go all the way up to 65.6 to 66K or higher. It is possible that we could go higher. We start getting above 66K, I'm going to stop talking about lower prices. We're going to start talking about prices that are around 68K and above. But we have to get above 66K first before that happens. Until then, I don't care how high we pump. As long as it's not above 66K, I'm not impressed. I still think we're going lower. You can see it in the price action, right? Here, bounce. Here, bounce. Here, bounce. Here, bounce. Here, not a bounce. Different behavior begets different results. That's how I like to say it. As in, maybe we move up a little bit, but instead of seeing a higher high, each one of these times we saw a higher high, this different reaction will produce a lower high, a different result, and we'll probably break out of this. Right? Imagine you have a line that you're finding support on, which is effectively what this line is, and you're getting a weaker reaction than you did the prior times. That's indicative of what's coming next, right? Is it not? Looking at this on the 4 hour time frame with our indicators, the RSI, we already actually went over all this, I'm sorry. Daily time frame. Daily time frame, the RSI, finding resistance here near the overbought zone where we typically do find resistance. Again, we are in a bear market. Bear market dynamics are at play, okay? Typically in a bull market, we go back to our golden days, the bull market days. When you find resistance, it's when you're in the overbought zone, right? You first get into the overbought zone, and then you start rejecting the overbought zone. That's when you find resistance. You first get into the overbought zone, then you start rejecting the overbought zone. That's where you find your resistance. You get into the overbought zone, you start rejecting it. That's where you find your resistance. When you're in a bear market, you don't really even get into the overbought zone. You just reject it, right? Bull market, you're not even getting into the oversold zone. You just reject it. Bear market, you are getting oversold. Then you start to reject it. That's where you find your support. You see, it's literally the exact opposite. It's literally the exact opposite. So here we are, finding resistance at the overbought area. Could we come back up? Sure we could. But I just I don't think even if we do move up that it'll be too significant. I think we have lower to go. Stochastics are at the 50. We could find support here. The MACD has been green for a long time. It looks like it wants to cross red. I think that there is some kind of drop that is coming, and I would be more aimed toward the downside. That's what I'm thinking, from a low to a high. I'm assuming that we don't move too much higher. We're probably going to go down to 61 to 60K. Let's reassess from there. If we don't hold 61 to 60K as support, we really could be kicking off this bear market finale right now. And maybe it is early to mid-August that we see this low come in. I am predicting August will be the month that we see the bear market low. Maybe later in August. But it could be September. It could be October. If it's not August, we're definitely going to see a huge drop. I think August is going to be a bloodbath, and we're just getting set up for that now. So if we drop here going into the end of this month, maybe we start off August with a little bit of a bounce and then just death and destruction. I mean, I think we're going to send it below 55K, perhaps even below 50K. We actually made the argument yesterday that 49.8K to 43K should be the target area, but we go back and forth on what those targets are. So I'm just going to keep it at 55 to 43K, somewhere in that range. I think we're going to see lower prices over the coming weeks. Over the next 5 weeks, it should be rather aggressive if my assumptions are correct. And we're right on the fringe of that aggressive move right now. I don't know if we're going to see it happen right here right now. If we get some expressions of aggressiveness and then it happens later, if we're still in this consolidation phase for a whole nother month or two, and then it happens further down the line. It's interesting. We'll see what happens, but I'm spidey sense tingling. I think we're going to see some aggressive movement to the downside in August. I've got nothing else for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.